Hi, I'm Madeline with Yoga Community, and I am going to teach a Pilates mat class, classical Pilates mat class, and it's going to be a little more intermediate with beginner modifications too. So the most important thing is listen to your body, how it feels, and I'll offer some variations or modifications. So if something feels like it might be better for your body, maybe trying that. And most important thing is to feel good. If you have a yoga block or a small pillow, that might help for a few of the exercises too as well, unless you have a ball or something else you're familiar with, any other small props that you want to add to your class here, like hand weights, a magic circle, Pilates magic circle, or a TheraBand too. So feel free, if you're familiar with that, to kind of incorporate that into the class. So let's get started here. Come up to the top of your mat here. Cross one arm over the other, joining your arms, and then bring one leg back behind you. Slowly lower all the way down with control and resistance, trying to work from your core and abdominals. And then once you get down to your seat, bend your knees, place your feet flat, reach your arms forward, take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly roll all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Now once you've settled here on your mat here with your knees bent and your feet flat, you can take a yoga block or maybe a small pillow and just place it between your inner thighs and knees here. You want your feet hip width apart, so hips, knees to heels alignment, and those heels in line with the sits bones right here. Press the hand palms into the mat, lift the chin, so the back of the skull presses down into the mat. So focusing on all the bony landmarks of the backside body anchored down into the mat. So the back of the skull, the shoulder blades, the back ribs, the sacrum, and then pressing the hand palms down here. So you need to connect to our lower abdominals, our pelvic floor muscles, and finding our neutral pelvis, taking some reclining cat cows. So inhale, arch the lower back, lengthen the tailbone on the mat here, drawing the hip bones towards your knees. Then exhale, draw your belly button to your spine, pressing the lower back into the mat, drawing the hip bones towards your face. Inhale, find that arch. Exhale, find that tuck. So continue moving through these cat cows here, linking your breath with your movement here, grounding into all four corners of both feet. Drawing everything to your midline, your center of your body here. So you'll hear that cue a lot, hug the midline, and that essentially means drawing your right side and your left side towards the very center of your body right here, hugging and wrapping everything in. If you notice you're a little bit limited with your range of movement, you can draw your heels away to have more mobility through the hips here. As you inhale, fill up your lungs, breathing into the sides of the ribs here. And as you exhale, empty everything out, drawing in towards the center. So we're working some big, deep lateral diaphragm breaths here in Pilates. Different than yoga where the breath is really down for the belly there, but Pilates up here, and maybe inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth or nose, whatever feels comfortable to, and you can make the breath as vocal as you need to, but keeping that connection to the breath the entire time. Now settling here in a neutral pelvis with the hip bones straight up to the ceiling, there's going to be a little space between your lower back and the mat. Front ribs are knitting in, back ribs pressing down to the mat here. So the hip bones stay right in line with the pubic bone. If there was a cup of hot coffee there, it would not be moving or spilling here. Keep squeezing into your block or pillow here. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, draw the legs up to tabletop here. Now inhale, lowering down just halfway. Exhale, back up to tabletop. So the knees come right over the hips and the ankles in line with the knees here. So we're finding that stability through the hips and the pelvic floor here. If you notice any cramping, work a little smaller here. That's normal to feel in the hip flexors. You're tighter there. But the core abdominal stability right here. So it's not going to be a big movement, and trying to maintain that neutral pelvis the entire time here. So the hips aren't moving. So right away you might feel the lower abdominals starting to turn on and turn up here, and without shifting the hips. A couple more. And then bringing the legs back to tabletop right here. Reach the arms up over the head here, palms face each other. Take an inhale, reach the fingers up to the ceiling, feeling that contraction through the chest. As you exhale, draw the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and really imprint those upper back muscles into your mat here. So finding that control, inhale, reach, or that connection to our shoulder girdle here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press down. So the elbows aren't bending here. Connecting to our serratus anterior, the muscle that wraps right around there. So you can even place one hand around to feel that connection. And then keeping the shoulders plugged here. Chin still away from the chest. Take an inhale, reach the right arm back and the left arm forward. Exhale, come back up through center. Inhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Only reaching the arm back. So much you can keep that shoulder plugged down. So I'm stabilizing through my box, my shoulders and hips. The torso makes that box, and you're finding that stability here. And last one. Bring both arms up here. Turn the hand palms forward. Lower the arms so they're hovering right above the hips. Curl up the head, neck, and shoulders here. First exercise, breathing exercise, our 100. So you can keep the legs in tabletop to start or extend them out to 45 degrees here. Start pumping the arms vigorously as you inhale for 5 counts. And exhale for 5 counts. Inhale and exhale, continuing with the breath connection with the movement and the pumping of the arms. You want to pump the arms from about the hip bones to the middle of the thigh here, making big waves. Curling up through the head, neck, and shoulders, drawing your belly button to your spine and pulling the abdominals in and up here. So if at any time you need to rest the head, lower it back down, keep continuing with the breath and with the arms. Inhale, squeezing into that blocker pillow, drawing the abdominals in and up. Exhale, halfway there. Here, you're doing great. Inhale and exhale. Again, if you want to kind of turn it up or work a little more challenge, you can extend the legs out. The higher they are, if you feel anything in the lower back, will be better. If you can maintain that neutral pelvis, you can start to lengthen and lower. Inhale and exhale. Last 2 sets here. Inhale and exhale. Last set here. Inhale and exhale. Calm the pumping. Reach the arms forward. Curl up another inch. Draw your belly button to your spine so you can reach and lengthen a little longer. Bend the knees back to tabletop if they weren't there. Knees hug into the chest. Lower the head. Turn and rock side to side right there. Bring the block down or pillow down to the side. Extend your legs forward. Reach the arms up over your head. Interlace the fingers and take a full body stretch here. Moving into our roll up. So a couple options. You can work the full roll up here. The legs extend, the feet flexed. If you know you are tight there through the hamstrings, the glutes, the hip flexors, bend the knees. Bring the legs together here. The feet flat. And doing the same thing, just rolling up halfway. 2, you can also come from seated and take your half roll down. So a few different options here. I'll go over both of them. So starting with that full roll up, legs extended, feet flexed. Arms reach up to the ceiling, plug those shoulders down. Take an inhale, peel up the head, neck, and shoulders. As you exhale, keeping the biceps right, framing your ears here, rounding up and over. Flexing through the feet. Take an inhale, start to lower down, 1 vertebra at a time, working that spinal articulation. Exhale, head comes back. Inhale, so this next one, if you're just coming up halfway, this is a great place to stay here. And then exhale, reach back, building up that muscle memory. Inhale, we're coming all the way up here. Exhale, rolling down. So our first couple, finding that precision and control in the movement and working that oppositional pull. As you're reaching the fingers forward, you're drawing your belly button back to your spine here. And as you start to roll down, think as though somebody is pulling your arms away. So each little vertebra has its moment. Now either staying with the precision or finding flow, just continuous movement. Inhale up, exhale, rolling back down. So it doesn't necessarily mean faster. It just means that fluid transition with each one. Keeping that connection to the breath here. And the heels anchored. They might slide a little bit back and forth here, but you don't want to let them lift. Last one. And then rolling all the way down here. Hand palms press into the mat. 1 leg circles. So bend your right knee into your chest. Extend the leg up to the ceiling here. Keep the left foot flexed and the right toe pointed. So if you know that you're tight there and extending that left leg is a lot there for the hip flexor and the hamstring, bend the knee and place the feet flat here. We're working the stability of the hips in this exercise here. So hand palms pressed into the mat. So starting with the right leg, you're gonna cross it over to the left and then draw a circle forward, around, stop at the top. Across, around, stop at the top. Not letting the hips move, so using your core to find that hip and pelvic floor stability. Across, around, stop. If the hips are moving, you might want to make a smaller circle here. For 3 and 2, still breathing, and 1, now reverse. Little out, around, stop at the top. If that left leg's extended, make sure that inner thigh bone is rotated and inner spiraled in here. So we're working everything again, still hugging to the midline. For 3 and 2 and 1, hold here. Scissor kick to switch the legs. Left leg extends, right leg reaches long on the mat. If that left knee was bent with the foot flat on your first side, you're definitely gonna wanna do that on this side as well. So you want the tailbone lengthening away. Flex through that right foot. If the leg's extended, hand palms press into the mat, and that left leg crosses over to the right, and then forward, around, stop at the top. Across, around, stop at the top. Across, around, stop. Connect breath with movement here. The only thing moving is the leg, and you're feeling almost there, a massage in that hip socket there. For 2 and 1, now reverse, little out, around, stop at the top. So you're always going a little bit crossing over the body a little more than you open up here. Drawing a circle, that there is a little pen in between your first and second toe. And last one here, hold here, and then reach and extend that left leg long here. Reach the arms up, take an inhale here, up to the ceiling, transitioning, flexing the feet. Exhale, come all the way up and forward here. So in Pilates, the transitions are exercises too. So mindfully moving from one to the next here. For rolling like a ball here. So we're gonna kind of start and gradually sort of build up, providing little options, and you can always stay right where you're at. Bend your knees with your feet flat here. Open up the knees in line with your shoulders, and hands can either gently be placed behind the legs, onto the shins here, as you dive your head forward between your legs here. Draw your belly button to your spine, pull the abdominals in and up. So you're getting in that very tight rounded ball position right here. The feet stay together and the heels stay reaching towards your sits bones. So first little step here, draw the legs in, float the heels, and just practice the balance here. Keep trying to drive the head between the legs here, hugging those inner thighs in towards your center. This is a great place to stay. You'll notice your abdominal muscles are already turning on. Second little step is just rocking back and forth 1 inch. Back and in without moving the legs here. The third is rocking back to the tips of the shoulder blades. So we're massaging the spine, we're just going to the tips of the shoulder blades. If you go to your neck, it's too far. And you want to keep the heels hugging into the seat. So dive the head forward, take an inhale, rock back to the tips of the shoulder blades, exhale, come up here. Light hands, I'm not gripping here. And inhale, rock back. Exhale up, pause. One more for precision. If you are going for the full rolling like a ball. And then find some flow for about 4 or 5 of them here. Or just working that balance. Or just that inch back and forth. If the legs are swinging over your head, it's probably not a good idea to do the roll back. Just work on coming down an inch, feeling really that connection, strong connection to the abdominal muscles. Drawing the shoulders down away from the ears here. For 2 and 1. Bring the legs together right here. Extend your left leg long. Interlace your hands so they're right below your knees. Slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time here, setting up for our abdominal series of 5 in our single leg stretch. So you're on the tips of the shoulder blades. Either the hands right below the knee, or your left hand on the below the knee and the right hand to the ankle. So this is another variation with the hand placement here. So draw the right knee in, hold here, and without shifting the torso, switch the legs. Exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Reaching the legs in opposition as the one knee comes into the chest, the other leg lengthens here. And flow, inhale, and exhale. Brush the inner thighs as you switch here. And again, anytime with the head, neck, and shoulders up, if you feel you're cranking in the neck or tension in the shoulders, lower the head, but continue with whatever the lower body is doing here. Stabilize through the hips. The legs can always come up higher if you start to feel the lower back arching. Inhale and exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hug both knees in, lower the head, double leg stretches next. Legs stay together, hands on the shins. Curl up the head, neck, and shoulders here. Inhale, the arms and legs reach away, legs stay together. Exhale, circle the arms, hug the knees in. Inhale, reach, circle, exhale in. Stabilize through the hips here. So you can start closer up to the ceiling, working more proxial, and as you build up that connection to the core and abdominals, then start to work a little more distal. Try not to let the head bop up and down. Biceps come right by the ears and not past if you feel like you're having to lower the head. Inhale, reach, exhale, squeeze. For 3, and 2, and 1. Hug the knees and the chest, lower the head here. Scissors is next. Legs extend up to the ceiling here. Flex the feet, lower the left leg. Bring your hands behind the right leg, either above or below the knee joint. We're trying to keep the legs straight, so really contract the quads here. If you're feeling a little tighter through the legs, the hands are gonna be lower. Curl up the head, neck, and shoulders here. You're gonna pulse that top leg into you twice. Pulse, pulse, and then switch the legs. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. If you're feeling a little more flexible, the hands can come up a little higher. But again, don't press behind the knee joint and try to lengthen through the legs, reach long through the heels, brush through the inner thighs. Pulse, pulse, and switch. That top leg pulls, pulls. So feeling that stretch through the hamstrings, stabilizing through the hips, through the torso, keeping that box still. For 3, and 2, and 1. Hug the knees, lower the head here. Lower lift is next. So if you're feeling any sensitivity in your lower back, take a little diamond shape, lift up the hips, place that diamond shape right underneath the sacrum and tailbone. So head stays down, legs are gonna be straight up here. If you want to turn up that intensity dial, interlace your hands right at the base of your skull. Curl up the head, neck, and shoulders, legs extend up to the ceiling here. Find your Pilates stance. Your heels are together and your toes are open up about a fist width distance. With slow and controlled, we're gonna lengthen to lower the legs for 3, 2, 1, pause, and lift on 1 without lifting the hips. Lengthen and lower for 3, 2, 1, belly button to spine, lift on 1. Lengthen and lower for 3, 2, 1, find that control and resistance as you lift. One more like this, lengthen and lower, 3, 2, 1, lift on 1. Now lower for 1, slowly resist up, 3, 2, 1, lower for 1, lift and lengthen, 3, 2, 1, 2 more. So if you feel that the hip bones start to reach forward, that's usually your indication you're going a little too far here. Maintain that neutral pelvis, lift on 1, hold here, bend the knees, lower the head, crisscross is next. Interlace your hands behind the base of the skull, bring the legs to tabletop, curl up the head, neck, and shoulders, twist up and over to the left. Draw your left knee in, reach the right leg out, hold here, twist a little deeper for 3, 2, 1, lift up high through center, twist to the right, right knee in, left leg extends out. Hold here for 3, twist a little deeper, 2, 1. One more like this on each side, up and over to the left. Legs, scissor hugging through the inner thighs. Come here and up and over to the right for 3, 2, 1. Stay with this tempo or find some flow. Reach it over to the left. Wide elbows, chin away from the chest. Press the back of the head into the hands here. So the focus is on the abdominals and the obliques here. Up and over for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hug the knees in, lower the head, rock side to side, extend the legs long, reach the arms up, maybe a little further back if you can keep those front ribs knitting in, flex the feet, and taking a full roll up to come up to seated. So inhale, peel up the head, neck, and shoulders, exhale, up and over. Stack the spine here, spine stretch forward is next. Legs open up, mat width here, flex the feet. So if you know that you're tight in your hamstrings, there in the hip flexors, prop yourself up. You can sit up onto a yoga block here, or if you have a pillow, or you can bend the knees. Your feet stay flexed here. Lengthen up, so we're working posture, and that spinal mobility here. So again, right here, if it's hard to kind of sit up as if you were sitting right up against a wall here, bend the knees, flex the feet here, release the hamstrings, but keep the quads engaged so that you can lengthen up. Think of growing taller and creating 3 more inches from your pubic bone to your belly button. So extend the arms forward, they're right in line with the shoulders. Plug those shoulders back, chest, heart open here. So yes, you are gonna feel a little bit of the hamstrings, but the focus is on the spine. I love Pilates because the names of the exercise usually correspond to how you should look, what you should be doing, or how you should feel. Take an inhale, lengthen up, grow taller as you exhale, rounding up and over. Think rounding over an imaginary beach ball right here. Drop the shoulders down, keep lifting that pubic bone up to the belly button, and then inhale, stack the spine, exhale, lengthen. One more for precision here, take an inhale, lift up, grow taller, exhale, keep that length as you round up and over, anchoring through the heels, stretching through the side body. Inhale, stack the spine up, exhale, lift up tall, and let's take 4 for flow. Inhale up, exhale, up and over. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head, exhale, rounding forward. Inhale, lift, exhale, last one here. Inhale and exhale. Hold right here, pause here, bend the knees if they weren't already. Start to walk in, take your hands and place them to your ankles right here. We're gonna do the setup for open leg rocker. So this is kind of a lot if you do feel tight in the hip flexors. So maybe just trying a little bit. So once you have the ankle, sit up nice and tall. Maybe work on extending one leg at a time here. Maybe both legs here. So it's kind of an open leg teaser, or for you yogis, that Navasana boat pose. Here, sit up nice and tall here. Press the legs into the hands, open up through the chest here. So this is a great place to stay if you are going for that open leg rocker, similar to the rolling like a ball. You're gonna keep pressing the legs forward into the hands, rock back to the tips of the shoulder blades, and come up. Ooh. See, it's a lot harder than it looks too as well. But again, you can hold here and just find that balance, opening up with the knees bent and the hands gently resting behind the legs as well too. Now, bring the legs together right here. You can find tabletop or extend it out to that teaser, reach the arms forward, and then slowly roll all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Once the head comes down, the hand palms press into the mat. The legs extend up to the ceiling, corkscrew here. So draw the legs into your body here. You might get a little bit of a lift of the hips, and then circle the legs around to the right, forward, the left, stop at the top. So you take that little pull in, and then circle to the left this side, switching the direction each side here. Inhale, lift, and come back and over here. So maybe just a little hip lift here, if that feels available in your body, or just a little tiny one, lift and lower, or even drawing just the legs, pull in towards you, and then circle around here. So continuing, switching the direction each time. For those of you that are comfortable with rollover, rolling back down around, the legs can come over the head, or if you take plow in yoga, you're taking that little twist. So a few different options there. Listen to your body. It will tell you what is best. Your body, not your mind, your ego. Finish off this next one on that last side here. And then hug the knees into your chest. Rock up to a seated position. Extend the legs back forward. Working saw. So a little more working on that posture, kind of building on to spine stretch forward. This time we're working in the twist here. So the legs open up. If you're sitting up on a block for spine stretch forward, you're probably gonna wanna do the same thing here, or bending the knees with the feet flat. Open the arms out to the side, keeping the hands in your peripheral vision right here, so they're slightly in front of the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. So a quick little exercise. If you are kind of want to know more about your posture, sit up against a wall here. Press the back of the skull, the back of the shoulder blades here, the back ribs, and the sacrum up to the wall here. And if that feels uncomfortable, if that doesn't feel right, there's a good chance you might be a little rounded there in your posture. Of course, Pilates, core connection and core strength is going to help, and we do a lot to connect to the upper back and that upper thoracic. So those arms reaching out, take an inhale here. As you exhale, twist to the right. Reach the left pinky finger towards the right pinky toe. Pull back to that left hip. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen up through center. Exhale, twist to the right. You're twisting from the spine, reaching forward. Hold here for 3. Reach a little longer. 2, 1. Lengthen back up. One more for precision. Inhale, twist, and reach here. So really pull back to that left hip. Keep it anchored. And inhale, come up to the center. Exhale, twist, and reach. Let's flow. Inhale up. Exhale, twist, and reach. Lengthen up through the center. Exhale, twist, and reach. 2 more on each side. Exhale, twist, and reach. Lengthen and twist. Last one here. Twist to the right, reach forward, and back up through center, and twist to the left. Reach forward right here. Open up, take an inhale here, lengthen up, grow a little bit taller here. So feel that oppositional pull as you anchor down through the sits bones and reach up through the crown of the head, growing taller, creating 3 more inches from your pubic bone to your belly button. Bring the legs together here. Reach the arms forward, and then slowly start to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. So there's a lot of spinal flexion, so we're going to stretch it out. As you lower down, then turn over onto your abdominals here for our Swan Prep. Open up the feet hip width or a little wider, pressing into the tops of the feet. Place one hand palm on top of the other, creating a little pillow for your forehead. So this is the first option or variation here. So keeping the forehead glued to the hands, anchor your hip bones down, draw your belly button to your spine, creating a little pocket of air between your abs and your mat right here. Hook your pubic bone underneath here, so you're lengthening through the lower back and the sacrum there. And then as you inhale, lift up the arms, keeping the forehead glued here. Feel the shoulder blades gliding down your back, starting to connect and contract to those upper back muscles here. So either hold here, or you can lift an inch and lower an inch. Keep the connection to the breath and that mindful breathing. You want to think of your breath like the fuel for your body too. So just like you can't get in your car and drive without gas, you can't go through the class without breathing. For 3, and 2, and 1. Hold here, and then slowly release. Release the arms. We're going to do another set. And if you want to stick with the hands stacked on each other and those little lift and lowers, stay with that. Or bend your elbows, line your fingertips up with your shoulders right here, or you're about your chest here. So kind of working into that Swan Prep as well. So float the hand palms, hug the elbows in here, back of the neck stays long. So keep as though the forehead is still glued to the hands. Take an exhale, let out all the air. As you inhale, press down in the tops of the feet, anchor the hip bones. Find a little lift and extension. Keeping the back of the neck long here, focus on squeezing in those shoulder blades together and hugging the elbows into the ribs. Stay lifted here, place your hands down onto your mat. Slowly start to press up here, think like a cobra, chest heart open. You're working towards the arms getting at about 90 degrees. It's okay if they're not there. Stay lifted, maybe see if you can float the hand palms again, back of the neck stays long here. And then exhale, lower down. 1 more set like that here. So if that didn't feel right, go back to the forehead glued to the hands here. So float the hand palms, squeeze those elbows back and down, shoulder blades gliding down to the back pocket. Exhale, let out all the air as you inhale. Find that lift and extension here. Press the hand palms in the mat. Start to press up, keeping the shoulders down here. So connecting to the upper back muscles to find that extension and lift. Stay lifted. See if you can float the hand palms here. Keep pressing down into the tops of the feet. The legs don't lift. And then exhale. Lower down here. Maybe windshield wiper the legs or wiggle the hips here. Single leg stretches next. So coming up onto your forearms, similar to Sphinx pose here. Elbows underneath the shoulders, hand palms forward here. Roll the shoulders back. Start to bring the legs towards each other. So if you feel any compression in the lower back, keep them open. Press into the tops of the feet. Open up through the chest, the heart here. Drawing the shoulders down, back of the neck long, so eye gaze is forward. Lift up the right leg, bend the knee, and kick into your seat twice. Kick, kick, and then reach, stretch, and lengthen. Left leg, right leg lowers, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, kick twice, kick, kick. Reach, stretch, and lengthen. 1 more for precision. Each side, kick, kick. Reach, stretch, and lengthen. Last one for precision, kick, kick, reach, stretch, let's flow. We take kick, kick, and switch, kick, kick, switch, kick, kick, switch. So the hips aren't moving, Shoulders down, stay connected with the breath here. So the difference between precision and flow, we start with the precision so that you can understand the exercise, the alignment, the cueing, and then flow just means continuous movement. For 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down, bring the arms by your side, turn and place your left cheek on the mat, wiggle the hips here. Double leg stretch is next. Bring your forehead down, bring your hands up to your lower back, one hand palm on top of the other with the palms facing up here. Bring the legs and squeeze them together. We're gonna bend the knees, kick into our seat here for 3, 2, and then extend the legs, press down into the tops of the feet, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, the heart here, hold here, and then lower down, turn and place your right cheek on the mat, bend the elbows and the knees kick in. So we kick, kick, stretch, reach, and lengthen, turn to the left, kick, kick, stretch, reach, and lengthen. Kick, kick, reach, and lengthen, kick, kick, reach, and lengthen. Couple more, anchoring through the hips, pressing the tops of the feet, open up the chest, the heart. One more each side. Breathing here, last one. Hold here, and then release, press back, hands underneath the shoulders, and find a child's pose or active rest pose here, drawing your belly towards your spine. Hips back to the heels, extend the arms forehead, forward glued, and maybe keeping the elbows, the forearms lifted so that you can make this stretch a little more active here. And then coming back, have a seat facing forward here for neck pull. So we're gonna break this down and just kind of work the beginning part of it, as this is a hard one and you have to be able to have the full roll up for the neck pull. So interlace your hands right at the base of your skull. Bring the feet together, legs glued together, feet flex. Open up through the chest, the heart right here. So the first part of it, we're just going to dive the head forward, keep the elbows wide here. Then stack the spine, lengthen up, pressing the back of the head into the hands here. Hinge back to about 45 or a little less here. Exhale here. And then come back up. And again, dive the head forward. Maybe gently hugging the elbows in, taking a little pull. Stack the spine, open up the elbows, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Take an inhale here as you exhale. Hinge back, pause here, chin lifted. And then lengthen up. One more just like this. Take an exhale, dive the head forward, gently hug the elbows in. Stack the spine up, press the back of the head into the hands, take an inhale here. Exhale, lengthen back, find that little hinge. And then stack the spine up here, open up the arms out to the side. Forward spine, notes here. Spine, well, nope, shoulder bridge. So reach the arms forward, take an inhale here, exhale, slowly lower back down onto your mats here. So the full version of neck pull we add in after we hinge, we roll down and then we come all the way up, but the hands behind the neck. So we'll kind of work up towards that. But if you knew that variation, feel free to take it. Shoulder bridge, bring the legs open up, hip width apart here. Find your neutral pelvis, ground into all four corners of both feet, chin away from the chest, press the hand palms into the mat. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis, slowly start to articulate one vertebra at a time. Reaching the knees forward, lengthening. Run the hip flexor all the way down, the quads here, chin away from the chest, so back the skull presses in the mat. Take an inhale here, exhale. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time here. And again, inhale, scoop, tuck, lifting up, pressing into the inner edges of the feet, hugging the midline through the legs, use your hand palms, press in the mat, and then slowly roll back down here. So that same spinal articulation that we've worked in a lot of the other exercises here. We're just starting from the bottom. Hold here. Bend your left knee into your chest. Extend the left leg up to the ceiling. If you feel any cramping, you can lower the hips here. Flex the foot here. And we're going to reach it forward and then kick, kick. Lengthen and reach. Kick, kick. Grounding into the inner edge of that right foot without moving the hips. Lengthen forward, kick, kick. For 2, hip bones right up. And 1. Bend the knee, place the feet flat here. Lift the hips. So make sure those hips stay in that same alignment. Right knee bends into the chest, lengthen up to the ceiling, flex, lengthen and lower, point, kick, kick in, flex, lengthen and lower, point, kick, kick. So try not to move the hips here, find that stability through your box. Again, the shoulders and hips, kick, kick, flex, lengthen and lower, kick, kick, last one. Hold here. Then the right knee, place the right foot flat, lift up 1 more inch, take an inhale here, exhale, slowly lower, all the way back down, extend the legs long, reach the arms up over the head, take an inhale here, exhale, roll up to come up to seated here, or you can always hug the knees into your chest, and rock up. So now spine twist here, legs stay together, extending out, you're onto those sits bones here, arms out to the side, but again, slightly in your peripheral vision here, so when you can see the hands. Inhale, lengthen up here. Exhale, twist to the right. Twist, twist. Inhale, come back up to the center. Exhale, twist, twist. So you're twisting from the base of the spine. So what's going to want to happen is the hips are going to want to adjust and move too. Don't let the hips move. So check the feet, that one's not jetting forward as you twist. So as you know, to all you yogis out there, that anytime we twist, it's coming from the spine, not the hips here. So we're working the posture, the alignment, connecting to the upper back muscles here, 1 more each side, so we can have strong, healthy spines. Twist, twist. And reach the arms forward, take an inhale here, exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your back here. Roll over onto your left side. Here, let's take some side kick series. So line yourself up with the back edge of your mat. So you can keep the arm long with the head down or bend the elbow and create a little pillow for your forehead. Stack everything, flex through the feet, lift that top leg up hip level, bring the bottom leg to meet it, bring both legs to the front of the mat and lower just that bottom leg here. So if you are inclined to want to prop yourself up, do not let that shoulder drop. I don't recommend this because this is a lot for the neck here. Let's release the neck and let it relax. So the legs are in that slight diagonal to the front corner of your mat here. Top foot is flexed, reaching long. You're pulling up through that underside body. Top hand is here for support and balance. Flex the foot, kick forward a little longer, and then point, lengthen behind without moving the hips. So you have kick, kick, point, reach, and lengthen. So if the hip, that top hip is moving back and forth, don't go so big. Find that connection to your abdominals and core to stabilize through the hips. And lengthen, flex, kick, kick, point, reach, lengthen. 2 more, flex, kick, kick, point, reach, lengthen. Last one. Then take it back. Hip level, stacking over that top leg and start to just make little circles up around. Stay parallel here. So you might need to slightly pigeon toe that top foot if you notice you're starting to turn out. Up around, for 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse, up around, Still breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here and then rotate out and then turn in. Just, again, you're massaging there, that femur bone in the hip socket. Nothing in the top part of the body is moving, just there in that hip for 2 and 1. Now turn it out, lift the leg up here, bend the knee, place the foot in front here, and then thread and reach your right hand around through the inside there, or grabbing to the outside of the foot here. Flex your left foot, chin away from the chest, shoulders and hips still stacked. And now we're getting into those inner thigh and those adductor muscles. Take little pulses up with that bottom leg. Lift, lift, lift. Still breathing. Keep that connection to the breath. That lateral diaphragm breath here. Inhale and exhale for 3, 2, 1, and little circles up around for 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse up around for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Lower the leg down. Extend that top leg back on top of that bottom leg here, and finale here, we're going to take a bicycle here. So draw your right knee in, extend it out, and then reach and stretch back, staying parallel. Pull in, draw the heel into the seat. As you reach back here, keep reaching back, draw the heel into the seat here, firing up through those glutes. Find that control here with the movement and that stability. Now reverse it. Bring it back, reach, and come forward. So slow, controlled bicycles here. Think as though you're in water. For 2, and 1, and then reach it long here, flex the foot, bring it back to stack on top of that bottom leg, reach a little longer, pull up here, and then roll over onto your belly here. Place one hand palm on top of the other, so a little kind of break before the other side. Create that pillow for your forehead. Forehead stays glued, feet are open. So now we're just working the lower body, getting a little more into the hamstrings and glutes. Draw the shoulders down here. So we're taking inner thigh beats here. Anchor the hip bones. As you exhale, let out all the air, draw your belly button to your spine. Inhale, lift up the legs here, and then just close and open the legs. Focus on drawing the inner thighs together. Inner spiral through those upper thigh bones here, and breathe. And you can stay slow or pick it up. Squeeze, squeeze. So yes, we're clicking the heels, but you want to squeeze the inner thighs. So think more inner thigh beats. Beat, beat. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax through the upper body. Keep connection with the breath. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold here, lift everything up, and then lower down right here. Turn over onto your right side. So I will face the back here just so that you can see kind of from the back perspective as well as we move into the other side. So you're on your right side, elbows bent, taking whatever arm variation you did on the first side. Stack the legs, flex the feet, lift that top leg up hip level, bottom leg to meet it, float both legs to the front corner of your mat here, lower just the bottom leg here, keep that top leg hip level. Shoulders and hips stack, flex the foot, and see if you can lengthen a little longer through that leg, pulling up through that under right side body. Chin lifted, flex the foot, and kick forward, forward, reach and lengthen. Kick forward, forward, point, reach, and lengthen. So remember, the range of movement is dependent upon the stability through the hips and the shoulders here. Reach, reach, point, and lengthen here. Flex and reach, drawing the abdominals in and up. For 2, and last one. And then bring it back. So it's floating above the bottom leg, and just start to take little circles up around, around. Parallel here, stacking through the hips for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and reverse it up around, around, around. Small here, reach through the heel, lengthen through the leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here and work that rotation. Turn out and turn in. So rotating the femur bone in the hip socket. Nothing else is moving here. Out and in for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Keep it turned out. Reach the leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee. Place the foot flat there in front of the body. Reach the left arm around to grab a hold right above that left ankle onto the left leg. Right leg is long, flexed foot here, and start to take little pulses up. Lift, lift. So in the side kick series, working through the lower body, finding that stability through the hips and pelvic floor too as well. Getting into those abductors and adductors here. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and little circles up around, around. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse it up around, around. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, reach a little longer. Lower down that leg. Take the top leg, bring it back so it's hovering across that bottom leg. Pull up through the underside body, and the finale here is those bicycles. Extend the left leg forward, reach, and then draw the heel into the seat, flex. So as you reach forward, flex the foot, and then point as you draw the heel into the seat. So reach long so you're getting that stretch to the back of the leg here. Try to keep the knee back here with the hips stacked as you draw the heel into the seat, and then lengthen forward so you're growing longer. Now reverse it. Bend it in, reach and stretch back. Now it's hard to keep the upper body stable there too. So find the control in the movement. Maybe slow it down. Last one here. And then bring it back hip level. Reach up, lengthen here. Lower down, come onto your back. And let's take a little figure 4 stretch there for the hips and the hamstrings and the glutes. Cross your right ankle over the left leg and the ankle's off. Lift up the shape, thread the hands through. Press in, open up the chest, the heart here. Find that oppositional pull. So as you're hugging in, you're really lengthening and reaching, grounding your tailbone there on the mat here. Using that right elbow or forearm to press open through the right hip. So also, this is known as a reclining pigeon. Keep both feet flexed so the legs stay active. And release, switching sides here. Bending in, or almost done, and you're doing so great here. Listening to your body and what it's telling you, and having a little patience. It takes a little while to kind of build up that connection and to sort of reverse habits that we are used to, especially how we are moving through our body, how we are carrying weight, of course, posture, and that connection to our core and abs. Release here. Let's take it into our teaser to kind of finish off before we come up to stand here. So a couple options. Knees bent, feet flat, legs together, reach the arms up, take an inhale, lifting up here halfway, coming for a little half roll up, and then slowly back down, arms reach over the head without arching the lower back. Keep those back ribs really imprinted. Take an inhale, exhale, reach. So stay with this. If this feels like a good place, you can then take it into some one leg here, and a couple on each side, keeping the leg reaching. Or if you're working towards that full teaser, knees bend into the chest right here. Reach the arms back, keeping the front ribs knitting in. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, start to peel up. So legs come to tabletop, maybe halfway. If you're coming up to that half teaser with the legs in tabletop, the legs stay where they are, and then slowly start to roll down that spinal articulation. When the head touches, the knees bend into the chest, the arms reach overhead. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, find that peeling up, chest, heart open, and then as you roll down, the legs stay where they are. When the head touches, then the knees bend in the chest here. So take two more wherever you're at here. So lots of different variations that I went over. The knees can stay bent with the feet flat. Or then if you're going for the full teaser, the legs extend out, arms and chest reach up. You're in that sort of V position. So wherever you're at, just hold that teaser there. Hold, hold. Whether your feet are flat, one leg's extended, maybe you're up halfway with the legs extended or the legs in tabletop. For 3, 2, 1. That shaking's good. Bend the knees into your chest. Hug the knees into your chest. Rock and roll a few times. And then come up to stand here without using the arms. Here, take your time, and we will end standing up here. So, finding your Pilates stance. Your heels are together, toes are fists width distance here. Roll the shoulders up and back here a few times here. So, place the hands onto the ribs, connect back in with your breath. Inhale, feel the ribs expanding. Exhale, drawing back in. Close your eyes here. Take a few more of these deep breaths. Just kind of notice where your weight is shifting. If you're shifting forward or back, see if you can bring those sits bones over the heels, shoulders over the hips here. Bring the arms by the side, palms facing toward the back, chest, heart open. Open up your eyes here, drawing the abs in and up. Drawing those inner thighs together and lifting up. So really feel that zippering, that lift here. Lengthen up through the crown of the head, and then find something eye level to take your eye gaze here. Take an inhale, lift the heels up, keep them connected. So find a little lift here. Exhale, slowly resist, lowering the heels, but keep growing taller here. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Press into the balls of the feet and all 10 toes. As you exhale, keep that length and resistance. On this next one, hold here. Take the arms out to the side here. Turn and look over your left shoulder. And then center. Look over the right shoulder. And center, hold here, and then just start to take little arm circles up, around, around. Drawing the abs in and up. Find your balance. Find that connection to the breath. Controlling the movement, and then reverse the direction here. And hold it back still. Keep lengthening up. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, reach the arms up over your head. Root those shoulders down, so really feel those shoulders plugging down here. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly start to lower the heels, but keep growing taller. Find that resistance for 3, for 2, for 1. Press the hand palms back. Open up the chest, the heart, taking a little back bend. You can bend the elbows and cactus the arms if you feel any tension in the shoulders, but focus on those upper back muscles, especially right there supporting that upper thoracic. Then reach the arms up, take an inhale here, exhale. Dive forward, soften the knees, come halfway down so that the hands are resting or kind of reaching right there in front of the middle of the shins. Keep drawing your belly button to your spine. Think as though you were pressing up against a wall so the sacrum is still reaching back, and then start to just take little arm circles here. Abs in and up, pressing into all four corners of both feet, and then reverse the direction. And pause the arms, hold here, and then slowly round up, one vertebra at a time, stacking through the spine. And once your spine's stacked, roll the shoulders up and back here, and carry that length and lift with you for the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates Mat 2. Hope to see you back, and please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns or that you might have, because I'm not there physically with you, but if you have anything going on, please feel free to reach out to me, and I can hopefully try to help you or maybe offer some good variations or modifications too. But that Joseph Pilates always said, you are only as young as your spine is healthy, so we are trying to create that mobility and movement so that we can keep moving too as well, and that we feel good. So that's the most important thing. So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.